Chapter 8 discusses Social Media Information System, or SMIS, that support business activities. However, social media technologies change so rapidly that we all struggle to keep up with the latest development. In this chapter, we will study the underlying principles, conceptual frameworks, and models that might be useful to address the opportunities and risks of social media and your professional career. In the first dialogue of Chapter 8, Dr. Romero Flores with Lindsay Garrett discussing the exercise activities of her mother, one of Dr. Flores' cardiac patients. The discussion was to 1. Illustrate the use of reporting on mobile devices. 2. Show students an innovative application for mobile and cloud. 3. Consider a unique application of social networking for healthcare. 4. Provide students an opportunity to consider similar but different applications for social application using mobile and cloud. Study question. Question 1. What is a social media information system, or SMIS? How does SMIS advance organizational strategy? Question 3. How does SMIS increase social capitals? Question 4. What does SMIS play in the hyper-social organization? Question 5. Does mobility impact social media economics? Question 6. How can organizations manage social media reach? Question 7. MIS in 2024. What is Social Media Information System, or SMIS? Social media, or SM, is the use of IT to support the sharing of content among network of users. Social media, or SM, enables people to form communities, tribes, or hives, all of which are synonyms that refer to a group of people related to a common interest. Social Media Information System is an information system that supports the sharing of content among network of users. As illustrated in Figure 8.1, social media is convergence of many disciplines. In this course, we will focus on the MIS portion of this diagram by discussing SMIS and how they contribute to organizational strategy. Figure 8.2 shows 3 organizational units. 1. User communities. 2. Social media sponsor. And 3. Social media application provider. User communities. Forming communities is a natural trait. However, in the past, communities were based on family relation or geographic location. The key difference of social media communities is that they are formed based on mutual interest and transcend familial, geographic, and organizational boundaries. Anybody may join and belong to one or more communities. Figure 8.3 illustrates how the several tiers of communities can be formed, how the social media site chooses to relate to these communities depend on its goal. If the social media site is interested in pure publicity, then it will want to relate to as many tiers of communication as it can. If so, it will create a viral hook, which is some inducement such as a prize or other reward for passing communication along through the tiers. The exponential nature of relationship via community tiers offers sponsoring organization both a blessing and a curse. For example, an employee who is a member of social media community can share her sincere and legitimate pride of his or her organization's latest product or service with hundreds of thousands of people in his/her communities. However, he or she can also blast his/her disappointment at some recent development so that some audience, or worse, inadvertently share private and proprietary organizational data with someone in that audience who works for the competition. Social media sponsor. There are companies and other organizations that choose to support a presence on one or more social media sites. Figure 8.4 show Microsoft Surface page linked to Facebook and Twitter in the bottom right corner of that page. When Microsoft places those icons on its promotional pages, it is making a commitment to invest considerable employee time and other costs to support social media. In particular, it needs to develop procedure and staff as well as train people to support that site. Social media application provider. They are the companies that operate the social media site. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google are all social media application provider. These providers create the features and function of the site, and they compete with one another for the attention of user communities and social media sponsors. Social media have evolved in such a way that users expect to use social media application without paying a license fee or other charge. Sponsors may or may not pay a fee depending on the application and on what they do with it. On Facebook, for example, creating a company page is free, but Facebook charges a fee to advertise to communities that like that page. Most social media applications earn revenue through some type of advertising model. Social media information system component. Social media information system have the same component as all information system: hardware, software, data, procedure, and people. Hardware. Both community users and employees of social media sponsor process social media site using desktop, laptop, and mobile devices. In most cases, social media application providers host the social media presence using Elastic Server in the cloud. Software. Users employ browser and client applications such as mobile application to read and submit data and to add and remove connection to communities and other users. Social media sponsors contribute to the site via browser or using specialized sponsor application provided by the social media own application and interface those applications with the social media site. Social media application provider develop and operate their own custom proprietary social networking application software. Supporting custom software is expensive over the long term. However, social media application vendor must do so because the feature and function of their application are fundamental to their competition strategy. They can do so because they spread the development costs over the revenue generated by millions of users. Data. Social media data falls into two categories: content and connection. Content data is data and responses to data that are contributed by users and social media sponsors. For example, you provide the source content data for your Facebook site, and your friends provide response content when they write on your wall, make comment, tag you, or otherwise publish on your site. Connection data is data about relationship. On Facebook, for example, the relationship to your friend are connection data. The fact that you have linked particular organization site is also connection data. Connection data differentiate social media information system from website application. Both website and social media site present user and responder content, but only social networking application store and process connection data. Social media application providers store and retrieve social data on behalf of sponsor and user communities. However, social media content and connection data have a relatively simple structure. Procedure. For social networking users, procedures are informal and socially oriented. You do what your friend do. When the member of your tribe learn how to do something new and interesting, you copy them. Software is designed to be easy to learn and use. Such informality makes using social media information system easy. It also means that unintended consequences are common. The most troubling example are user privacy. For example, display picture of themselves in front of their house number. For social media sponsor, social networking procedure cannot be so informal. Before initiating a social networking presence, organization must develop procedures for creating content, managing user responses, removing obsolete or objectionable content, and extracting value from content. People. Users of social media know they want to do depending on their goals and their personalities. They behave in certain ways and observe the consequences. They may or may not change their behavior. Social media users are not necessarily rational, at least not in purely monetary ways. For example, the study by Vernon Smith in which people walk away from free money because they thought someone else was getting more. Social media sponsor cannot be casual. Anyone who contributes to an organization social media site or who uses his or her position in a company to speak for an organization need to be trained on both social media information system user producer and the organization social networking policy. Social media is creating new job title, new responsibility, and the need for new type of training. For example, what makes a good tweeter? What makes an effective wall writer? What type of person should be hired for such job? What education should they have? How does one evaluate candidate for such position? Not free. It is true that Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and other sites do not charge for hardware, software, or data storage. However, unless the social media sponsor takes the foolish and irresponsible posture of letting its social networking presence do whatever it will, someone will need to develop, implement, and manage the social networking procedures just described. Furthermore, employees who contribute to and manage social networking sites will generate direct labor costs. How do social media information systems advance organizational strategy? Figure 3.1 illustrates the relationship of information system to organization strategy. In brief, strategy determines value chains, which determine business processes, which determine information system. Therefore, we need to back up a step and consider how value chain determine dynamic processes and those set social media information system requirement. Goshuk and Moran, creator of the hyper-social organization theory, identify two kinds of communities that are important to commerce: defender of belief and seeker of the truth. Defender of belief share a common belief and form their hive around that belief. They seek conformity and want to convince others of the wisdom of their belief. For example, a group that believes that Google Plus is far superior to Facebook will engage in behaviors to convince others that this is true. When confronted with contrary evidence, they do not change their opinion, but become more firmly convinced in their belief. The vendor of belief communities facilitate activities like sales and marketing. They are not effective for activities that involve innovation or problem solving. Such groups can form strong bonds and allegiance to an organization. Seekers of the truth share a common desire to learn something, solve a problem, or make something happen. Not surprisingly, such tribes are incredibly problem solvers and excel at innovation. They can be useful in customer service activity as long as they don't conclude that the best way to solve a product problem is to use another company product. Something they might do because such groups seldom form a strong bond to an organization. The only organizational bonds seekers of the truth are likely to form occur when the organization demonstrates behavior that is committed to solving the community shared problem. Figure 8.6 summarizes how social media contributes to the 5 primary value chain activities and to the human resources support activity. The 5 primary value chain activities are sales and marketing, customer service, inbound logistics, manufacturing and operation, and human resources. Social media and the sales and marketing activity. In the past, organizations control their relationship with customers using structured processes and related information systems. In fact, the primary purpose of traditional CRM was to manage customer touches. Traditional CRM ensured that the organization spoke to customer with one voice and that it controlled the message, offer, and even the support that customer receive based on the value of a particular customer. Social CRM is dynamic. For example, social media-based CRM process. The relationship between organization and customer emerges in a dynamic process as both parties create and process content. In addition to the traditional form of promotion, employees in the organization create wikis, blogs, discussion lists, frequently asked questions, sites for user review and commentary, and other dynamic content. Customers search this content, contribute review and commentary, ask more questions, create user group, and so forth. With social media, each customer craft his or her own relationship with the company. Social media fail in the face of structured and controlled process of traditional CRM. Because relationship emerge from joint activity, customers have as much control as companies. This characteristic is antithema to traditional sales manager who want structured processes for controlling what the customer reads, sees, and hears about the company and its product. Further, traditional CRM is centered on lifetime value. Customers that are likely to generate the most business get the most attention and have the most effect on the organization. However, with social CRM, the customer who spends 10 cents but who is an effective reviewer, commentator, or blogger can have more influence than the quiet customer who purchases 10 million a year. such imbalance is incomprehensible to traditional sales managers. Traditional managers are happy to have the vendors of belief group sell their product using peer-to-peer recommendation. A quick look at product and their review on Amazon.com show how frequently customers are willing to write long, thoughtful review of product they like or do not like. However, using social media for sales and marketing does present some risks. The risks of social media for sales and marketing are loss of credibility and bad public relations. Today, many organizations are struggling to make the transition from control, structured, traditional CRM processes to wide open, adaptive, dynamic social CRM processes. This struggle represents a significant job opportunity for those interested in information system sales and social media. Social media and customer service. Product users are willing to help each other problem. They will do so without pay. In fact, payment can ruin the support experience as customers fight with one another. SAP learned that it was better to reward its SAP developer network with donation on their behalf to charitable organizations than to give personal reward. In addition to SAP, Microsoft has long sold through its network of partners. Microsoft MVP, or Most Valuable Professional program, is a classic example of giving praise and glory in exchange for customer assistance. However, users with no financial incentive are also willing to help others. Amazon.com support program called Vine, by which customers can be selected to give pre-release and new product reviews to the buyers community. The primary risk of peer-to-peer support is loss of control. For example, seeker of truth will seek the truth, even if that means recommending another vendor product over your product. Social media and inbound and outbound logistics. Companies whose probability depend on the efficiency of their supply chain have long used information systems to improve both the effectiveness and efficiency of structured supply chain processes. Because supply chains are tightly integrated into structured manufacturing processes, there is less tolerance for the unpredictability of dynamic, adaptive processes. Solving problem is an exception. Social media can be used to provide numerous solution ideas and rapid evaluation of them. Seeker of Truth community provide better and faster problem solution to complex supply chain problems. Social media is designed to foster content creation and feedback among network of users, and that characteristic facilitates the iteration and feedback needed for problem solving. However, loss of privacy is a significant risk. Problem solving requires the open discussion of problem definition, causes, and solution constraint. Supplier and shipper work with many companies. Therefore, supply chain problem solving on social media is problem solving in front of your competitors. Social media and manufacturing and operation. Operation and manufacturing activities are dominated by structured processes. The flexibility and adaptive nature of social media would result in chaos if applied to the manufacturing line or to the warehouse. However, social media does play a role in product design as well as in employee knowledge sharing and management. For example, crowdsourcing is the dynamic social media process of employing users to participate in product design or product redesign. User guide design has been used to plan video games, shoes, and many other products. Exercise 2.0 is the application of social media to facilitate the cooperative work of people inside organization. It can be used in operation and manufacturing to enable users to share knowledge and problem-solving techniques. Andrew McAfee, the originator of the term Enterprise 2.0, defined 6 characteristics that he refers to with acronym SLEDGE, which stands for search, link, authoring, extension, and signals. Figure 8.7 illustrates SLEDGE. In general, workers want to be able to search for content inside the organization just like they do on the web. Most workers find that searching is more effective than navigating content structure such as lists and tables. Workers also want to access organizational content by link, just as they do on the web. They also want to author organizational content using blog, wikis, discussion group, published presentation, and so on. Enterprise 2.0 content is tagged just like content on the web, and tags are organized into structure as is done on the web. This structure organizes tags as a taxonomy does, but unlike taxonomies, they are not pre-planned. They emerge. A folksonomy is content structure that has emerged from the processing of many user tags. In addition, Exercise 2.0 workers want applications to enable them to rate, tag content, and use tag to predict content that will be of interest to them, a process McAfee refers as extension. Finally, Enterprise 2.0 wants relevant content pushed to them. They want to be signaled when something of interest to them happens in organizational content. The potential problem with Enterprise 2.0 is the quality of its dynamic process. Because the benefit of Enterprise 2.0 results from the emergence, there is no way to control for either effectiveness or efficiency. It is a messy process about which little can be predicted.